Hello everyone, welcome to GGN. Today's Friday, September 27th, 2013. I'm Darko. Alright, well, last time I put out videos, I believe, was basically last Friday, exactly a week ago. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I changed the title after I had originally put, normal title in there and said it's my last report. Because I was feeling burnt out, and I feel a little bit better now. I'm a little bit apprehensive as far as saying that I'm going to do this like I have been, or I'm not going to take another break. So, but I do appreciate all the comments that people have left. I'm going to read off a letter that someone wrote to me, basically kind of a plea to come back, because I noticed, a lot of comments of support and stuff like that. But there was comments saying, you might be making a mistake, and it'll be sad to see you go. And there's, you're one of the best news sources on GGN on YouTube online. And so I put a lot of thought into it in the last week. It's not about I'm needed, I need to come back. I realized that it's kind of like I created this, not monster, but I created this GGN thing, this idea of this format for presenting news the way I do, lightning fast type news with quick commentary. And it's kind of like beyond me now, where it's like, wow, I forgot how much hard work I put into creating GGN. I mean, you guys probably don't know, man. I mean, it was a lot of work in the beginning. I mean, I get like 10 views, per video, and that was for a while, but I was getting comments, and I realized that people appreciated the news that was being presented, the way it was being presented. So that encouraged me to keep going. But I'm telling you, it was tough, for doing this since 2000 and basically the beginning of 2010, the end of 2009. That's almost 4 years, three and a half years, whatever. And so I got 5,000 subscribers now, but that was, it took a while to get to that. And I'm like, man, I just walked away from it, and I realized that, I invested a lot into this, and I didn't realize how many people it touched. I read all your guys' comments, and I was surprised by how many lives it touched, how many people had actually wakened up. Because for me, it's just like when you've been covering this, it's like a mission. It's not just like a job. It's a mission. It's not just waking people up. It's raising consciousness. It's, for me, like I said, it's like a spiritual mission. So if we don't help in this life, in the next we will. And but in doing so, it seemed repetitive to me that nothing was changing. And that's the biggest point I want to make in this video, is that I'm not going to see the changes in my life. Well, maybe I will. They'll be subtle though, right? Maybe there'll be big changes, who knows. But what really matters is that I realize, and I have realized in the past week, that when I set up GGN, it was slow and incremental. It wasn't supposed to be big and taking off and getting millions and billions of views and stuff like that, like other alternative news. It was to sneak under the radar and be able to talk about what I wanted to talk about. And I did that. It was a success. So in that way, I need to look past it about me and what I think, as far as, well, it's not changing, this has been useless, all has been lost. No, it hasn't. And you guys helped me realize that. You really have, with all your comments, with all your support. And like someone said, the reason people have been commenting is because you were making the points that had nothing to say. You know what I mean? You were just hitting the points. And of course, there's other people who just want to have their privacy. Some people don't want to create an account. I think it's stupid to be able to comment. So, it's just, I'm used to getting pushed away from my work through, I put this in quotes, usually tech issues. It's usually me being attacked. Like I said, there's all kinds of different angles to presenting this news, where there's like this stuff going on in the background that you're not aware of. There's real tech issues, and then there's just being flat out messed with. And that happens to most people who present this type of news, this type of content. So But by then I'm usually burnt out anyways, especially when I'm dealing with it in the process of, the internet going out and or whatever. It could be YouTube messing with me, all kinds of issues, right? And by then I'm just like, so it's good. I'm forced to take a break. I'm forced to walk away. But this time I was able to keep going. And it wasn't just that though. It was more of it was just so much in a short period of time. And I wasn't forced to walk away, almost like that was done on purpose. I'm not saying that it was, but it's just like, it's almost like they're trying to burn us out. Like someone said in the comment board, this could be the final days. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's almost like they're trying to just burn us out, the people that have been presenting this information, because we see it and it does get repetitive. But it's about reporting it, right? It's about reporting it. And yeah, I mean, I do get involved. I'm not just some, non-biased, inhumane person without a soul that's going to just report stuff and read off a teleprompter. You know what I mean? Sometimes it does feel like that, and you can tell if it gets monotone. But it's like it's about getting as much news as I can in these videos. But I have to find a balance to where I don't burn myself out, and that I realize that it is making changes. So I wanted to make that point. There's been many a times where I've been gone for like a month, and a lot of times it wasn't because I wanted to, it's because I was forced. So people be like, oh yeah, great, you're back, Darko, blah blah blah, and it was always nice to be back. I was always firing on all cylinders, and I felt refreshed. But the point I wanted to make was that I put my last report, and it was really crazy because I ended up changing it to that after the original title, and I'm thinking, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because then it's like, oh well, Darko's just crying wolf. He thinks he's gonna leave every time. Well, I wanted to tell you guys that, like I was saying before, that it's usually due to tech issues that force me away. Then I come back, nice and refreshed. But this time it was just so much, such a short period of time, that I think I kind of lost sight of the bigger picture and the overall mission here. So to that email that I got, says here, Dear Darko, I heard you were going to shut your website down and decided perhaps now may be the time to contact you. I'm a fan and a listener of yours and truly appreciated all the hard work you have put forth in your mission to share the reality I was once unaware of prior to coming into contact with your website, GGN. Look, I understand your need for a vacation, and by all means I would encourage you to take one. You have worked hard and earned it, but please, you are the one-man army in regards to running GGN, and while it is true there is no way for you to post all the videos required to expose the ever-increasing corruption of this society, says, I beg you, I beseech you, do not give up. I repeat, do not give up. Says, forgive me if I sound like an uber huge fangirl of yours, but I agreed with you on so many things over many years since I managed to find that little gem that is GGN, and I will be sad to see you shut her down. Sometimes you would go several days without posting, then a couple of weeks, and I would become genuinely concerned. This was especially true when your website fell off the results of searching for global government news in Google search engine. However, you'd come back and I'd pipe out a solid yay to the world and continue about listening to what you had found. I have grown in learning about the world around me because of dedicated reporters. While I respect your decision, I have to urge you to fight on. Take a vacation if that's possible, but it says here, please fight on. Do not give up and do not give in. It is pivotal that folks like yourself continue to do something they are passionate about. It says, even if there appears to be no immediate result, and I shall tell you why. The next generation or generations are going to be even less aware and even more thoroughly brainwashed than I was prior to coming in contact with your website when they graduate high school. And we need to ensure that some of them will be able to access this truth when you and I are gone. So it's also, like I said, about raising mentality. It's a mind shift too, raising consciousness. But the information will be on the website. I'm not going to remove it or anything or shut down my accounts on YouTube. And the more empirical evidence we can put out there, the more likely they will find one piece of truth that has been masked and hidden from their whole lives. So please do come back to GGN. It says here, to my knowledge, And I wanted to just skip to this part right here. It says, "Do not do it. Fight on. I implore you, devil dog. You are not alone. Do not give up. You have friends, Semper Fidelis." So I thought that was a very, very genuine letter or email. And I think all your comments were very genuine. But when I got this, like over the last weekend, I'm like, man, it really hit me. So, yeah, I don't have any well, I do have one tattoo, and the only tattoo I have was when I was in the Marine Corps, and I got it back in 2003. It was just simple, small USMC Semper Fidelis. So I do believe in always being faithful, and so I'm gonna be faithful to GGN and to you guys, and keep doing the news. So, like I said, I can't guarantee that it'll be, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that it'll be 15 minutes or it'll be 3 parts, whatever. But I will continue to put out news reports. So I appreciate it. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to post a second video, and it's going to be it's not really even news. It's just the stuff that's been going on, mostly with Syria and the Kenyan stuff. And I just want to give my quick opinion on it, so, and then hopefully next week I can actually go and look and scour and do all the looking for news and stuff. So, thank you guys. This is GGN. I'm Darko.